What is going on, everybody? Going to try to run off this side of the screen today and make sure that we get the comments in there. Let a few other people get in there. Rob, what's up, bro? Rob is a good American. Too many Excel sheets open right. Preston Parks, can I pour water down my stacks to clean them out? You absolutely can, and the fun that will follow is going to be even more awesome than internally clean stacks, man, for sure. What is going on, everybody? It is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Friday is the end of the work week, and that means that we get to go home and mow grass. I don't know what everybody else's weather's like, but here in Kentucky, it's finally started to cool off. We actually got a little bit of frost this morning. I had a little bit there at the house. I had a little bit on my windshield. So I think that the mowing season is going to be coming to a very slow stop here. So Adam Craig is on here. So let's go. All right. So what's going on in Kentucky right now? Well, this weekend is a humongous weekend. If you are a Kentucky fan and you're from Kentucky, this is Keeneland weekend. And Cats have got a home game at night, so that's double header time. You get to go to Keeneland during the day, run around, have a good time, then turn around and head over to Commonwealth for tailgating and the football game. We play Vandy this weekend. Vandy's going to be a tough team. Hope to get a win and be bowl eligible at the end of this week. We still got Georgia, Tennessee, Missouri left. We play some other team. I can't remember, Middle Tennessee. And then we've got Louisville. So 5 games left on the card, and I hope the Cats win every damn one of them, boys. It's awesome to have a football team. I got a new mower. You guys know that I'm a big 430 fan. John Deere 430. I got an F11 45. Bought it at an auction. Hamilton County. Russ over there at Hamilton County helped me load it up. If you're watching, Russ, I appreciate it. So got a new 72-inch mower, so I'm getting most mowing done. It's very good. Adam had put on here, I hate universal joints. You want me to read that? We're replacing Adam's universal joints right now, and universal joints are a lot of fun. So we're going to give away a bottle of Power Shot today. We'll figure out who we'll give that to, so be waiting for that. All right, let's go. We got some questions now. All right, Will Dilworth says, 2000 Cummins, what causes blow-by and how much is bad? Will, a couple different things you got going on there. Are you seeing let's talk about the overflow tube, the blow-by tube. So the blow-by tube is on the front of the motor, on that round canister that's on the front cover of the motor. There's a rubber tube that comes out of that, goes down and points down. Are you seeing quite a bit of smoke from that once the truck comes up to operating temperature? By that I mean, is it very, very noticeable? A little bit of smoke's okay, but a ton of it is a bad thing. You can take, once the truck comes up to operating temperature as well, you can take the oil fill cap off of it. You know, everybody says turn them upside down. If it blows it off, it's too much blow by. That's going to be true in a lot of cases. So if you take the oil fill cap off when it's up to operating temperature and it's pretty much bellowing smoke, you're going to say probably got rings in it. Not time to do those. So another thing that happens there is that oil canister gets full of oil because it's going to catch some residual oil. It gets full of oil, and it just causes it to slobber oil all the time. So, don't take for granted that the filter may just be full. Get the oil out of it, clean the filter out, put it back on and see where you're at. All right. Austin Gifford says, what is your take on diesel owners pouring a little oil into their fuel tank while filling up? Austin, mechanical injection trucks, that's okay. I mean, you're going to be processing dirty oil, but the oil itself is going to be, giving a certain lubrication factor to the injectors. But for common rail injection system, absolutely not. You don't want to do that. You're going to want to use a fuel additive that gets you a better cetane rating, increase of your lubricity, takes away some of the gelling properties from wintertime fuels. So that's definitely what you want to do. You want to make sure that you use fuel additive. And I'm not just trying to say something. It's just these trucks, you can't just pour used motor oil in and process it all. It's just not the way it works. And that was probably that was even a bad idea with mechanical injection too, because inside of used oil, you've still got plenty of contaminants that you're going to be reprocessed through the system. Will the system process through? Will it still run just like a top? Yeah, probably will. Is it good for it? It's not going to be the best thing, because the lubrication property of the oil is not as good as what it looks like. It looks good on paper, but it really just doesn't work. So try to avoid that, Austin, please. Josh Lawton, sorry if I said that wrong, but how do I get my Dodge to stop leaking transmission fluid? LOL. All right, Josh, it's a known fact that Dodges are notorious for leaking, and they like to mark their territory. So it's probably one of these things that you just embrace. In all seriousness, 47 and 48 REs, the fluid fittings on the side of the transmission, they are notorious for leaking right there. So if everybody wants to attack a transmission leak as pan leaking, but everything is going to run down to the pan, it's going to collect there and it's going to seep around the pan, so it's going to look like your leak is actually at the pan. It is not. It's more than likely it's going to be higher than that. You could have a leaking pan gasket. I doubt it. Look higher. Look at the lines. Make sure the lines aren't split, and there you go, man. Preston Park says, and will it run vegetable oil? Diesel is too high. Preston, that is a very, very true statement. I don't know what the hell's going on with diesel fuel right now. Before we had the whole thing going on in Saudi Arabia, we had these rising prices. The tariff thing has got it into a situation where we're going to continue to see this. The 2 years ago or 3 years ago, when we had super, super high fuel prices, everybody was trying to go to alternative fuels to save money. Guys, you got to weather this storm. You have to understand that when you try alternative fuels, vegetable oils, pouring oil in your gas tank, those types of things, if these aren't refined the correct way, the vegetable oil and whatnot, you're just introducing a bunch of crap into your tank that's going to take out your fuel system. You're going to have injector problems. You're going to have to have CP3 pumps and so on. My suggestion is take $500, lay $500 out, and go buy yourself a little hatchback car, zoom up and down the road in that, leave the truck parked. And if you're not able to afford day-to-day fuel, and that's it. I mean, it's not picking on anybody's, ways, but if you're going to drive a diesel truck right now, every time you hit that tank, it's going to be $60, $70, $80, $100, just depending on what size tank it is. So it's a very real thing, but please do not begin to use alternative fuels, veg oil, all that crap. I'm telling you, a lot more trouble than it is going to be a cost savings for you, man. Can you take stock LB7 turbo and build it and make it into a stage 2? Chris, depends on what you mean by stage 2. We accept IHI turbos as core for several different manufacturers to make you a drop-in turbo that is going to be a performance upgrade. A couple of them that come to mind. One of them is Duramax Tutor. They do a really, really good job for an IHI. I think High Tech Turbo has got a drop-in on the IHI frame too. So a couple different companies there. Give us a call. We'll be glad to talk to you about it. The Duramax Tuner one, I think, drop-in 67 mil wheel. It's a really, really stout Charger. I think that they have seen up to 650 horsepower on that Charger with tuning, so definitely want to check that one out. Charlie Rosema is here from Merchant Automotive. Charlie's a damn fine American. Walker Cox says, what is the best single tune for my LLY Duramax? It's got EGR delete and lift pump. Walker, there are tons and tons and tons. Hello, Jaron. How are you, sir? There are tons and tons of different tuners out there. If you're just wanting one tune to turn the EGR light off and whatnot, EFI Live is probably going to be the way to go. You just jump in there. You can get a single tune for EFI Live. We carry several different tuners that give you the ability to do that. So reach out to us and we'll get you taken care of, man. Jeremy Lobenstein says 2008 Dodge 2500 automatic vibration while pulling my fifth wheel on heels. But if I shift out of sixth gear, it goes away. Is this my transmission slipping? Jeremy, you could have a couple of different things going on there, man. With the truck loaded, the first thing, don't automatically think that it is in the transmission. It could very well be in drivetrain. It could very well be a U-joint. So drop drive shaft, do not check for U-joints with the drive shaft in the truck, you have got to take the drive shaft out of the truck, and you have got to look for a weak spot in them. Why does it go away when you shift out of 6th gear? Well, when you shift out of 6th gear, you get into a different RPM range, so you're getting a little bit different on the prop shaft there. So that could be where it's at. I don't know necessarily that it is, but it's the first. It would be a good thing to start out with. You could have converter shutter as well. You could have some cross leak in the valve body. You could be getting it locking in, locking out of lockup. So there may be a couple of different things there, but I really feel like it's probably in drivetrain, brother. Tim Newland on a 6.7 Cummins when deleting EGR. Is it better to cap off EGR line or to reroute the hose? On 6.7 Cummins when deleting EGR, is it better to cap off EGR coolant line or reroute the hose? Rerouting the hose on the head, man, is just really a convenience. I don't think that you're going to get any coolant, different cooler temps on it. It doesn't hurt anything. I would go that way. I don't think blocking it off is going to hurt a thing either. So more is not necessarily bad. So if you can get one of the deletes that has the coolant continuation hose, I would go that way. Blake Furman says 93 Cummins will start but won't shut off. What do you think it is? Probably the shut off solenoid on the BE pump, electronic cylinder on there. Watch what you do with that. Do some looking around on Google to try to figure out which one that is, because you've got a timing advanced solenoid on that that's electronically controlled for cold starts. You've also got the shut off solenoid, so make sure that you accurately that you identify the shut off solenoid accurately on there, Blake. Colton Tolbert says, I have a 2007 F250. It runs good for the first 30 minutes, then will start spitting and sputtering, losing power, and eventually die altogether. What is my problem? Colton, I don't know what your problem is. You've probably got a couple of different things going on. With the 6.0, it could be a whole lot of different things. You could be losing prime on the oil system. It could be in your high pressure oil pump. You could have an IPR valve that's starting to fall out. It could be on the fuel side. There could be a fuel restriction. Once it's warming up, it could be in the fickum. The voltage could be falling away inside of the fickum. You're going to have some sort of a tuner on it or some sort of a diagnostic module to where you can run the truck, and when the truck gets ready to die, you want to be monitoring oil pressure at that time. See what the fickum voltage is. See what the IPR is doing. So several different things that you need to be looking at there. At very bare minimum, you want to make sure that you've at least got a tuner that will show you these parameters. So look for those things, and hopefully that gets you going in the right direction, buddy. Sam Scudder says, does it hurt a new CP3 to install it by tightening up the nut on the shaft to get it to seal to the timing case? I can't get the CP3 into place to the right amount, I guess, with the 3 nuts on the 0759. No, you're exactly right. So same, you're only going to get, so it's a tapered shaft, okay, and then you have the gear that is on the CP3. You're only going to go so far with that gear, with the nut and the lock washer. You've got to take the pump the rest away with the nuts on the back of the cover. Now, that is the way you want to do it. Now, you want to make sure that you're understanding there what the depth of all of that is. But yes, you are correct. You take it as far as you can with the nut and the lock washer, get the gear on it, then take it the rest of the way with the nuts. Now, that's within reason, unless you've got something crazy going on. If you've got that much gap between after you tighten up the gear and the nut and lock washer, if you've got that much gap, then there's something else going on. If you just got a little gap, you go on and take it in. You're going to have correct gear mesh once you get that up to the timing cover, straight gear on common rail, so you're in good shape, man. But that's within reason. Make sure you don't have a humongous gap there. Jordan Levi Burgess, can I put a diesel engine in a derby car? I've seen someone do it, but they said it was a pain putting it on. Most diesel engines, conversions are a pain in the butt anyway. There's lots of different avenues out there to go with on them. Derby car, I think you're wanting to kind of be a little bit faster, so I don't know that a diesel engine is going to be the right one for you. Maybe if you go with a 4BT or something, man, because I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about a derby car, but I don't know if that's going to be the best way for you to go, man. Build a rock crawler, put a diesel in that, and you'll probably like it a lot better. Jeff Meyer just joined. Jeff is a damn good American. Shane Bree says, what's the best tuner for an 05 F250 6.0? I like most of the stuff on from the SCT camp. SCT's got some really, really good tuning out there for the 6.0s. Edge does good stuff as well. Super Chips has got a good one. They all make good stuff, but SCT kind of specializes in the Ford market, so that's the way it go. Ryan Lovelace. Ryan Lovelace is a damn good American. Ryan, thank you for coming on today. Long time no see, man. I hope you're well. Kim Chafin says, my 3500C keeps throwing a code that the turbo is working correctly. The check engine light goes out by itself. What wires to fix this problem? Kim, I think saying you got a 3500C, so if you're talking about a two-wheel drive truck, most of the time C, when you use a C designation, maybe you're talking about a 6.5. If it is a 6.5, you definitely want to make sure that you check your vacuum pump connections on that and make sure that the actuator is sealing correctly. Tyler Kirsting says, is it still Cummins if you don't have tow mirrors? There's a lot of debate about that, Tyler. I don't really think so. I think that if you don't have the tow mirrors and you drive a Dodge, you're probably a poser. So, yeah, absolutely, tow mirrors for the win. 02 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD 66 LB7. Why does it have light blue smoke at idle? Greg, you could have a couple different things going on there, man. I'm going to tell you that more than likely it's probably an injector problem. You've probably got leaking tips on the injectors. Probably time to do a set of injectors, but I don't want to take it for granted that you could have something mechanical going on in the engine. You could have a dome piston. You could have a ring bad. You could have the valve stem seals out of tolerance, so you're burning oil at that time. So most of the time, man, it's an injector problem. Check your balance rates and see where that it leads you. Sean Ethington is here. Sean is a good American. Hope you got your little car sold there. Thomas Howard's here. Thomas is a good American. Julian Sazor, I don't know how to say your name, Julian. I apologize, man. If we are the number one producer in the world of oil, why is fuel costing me $600 every time I fill up? You're exactly right. And this shit continues to happen. And I'll tell you what, this is one of those things where you put your tinfoil hat on. If we vote these people out of office that continue to let this happen, it will stop, I promise you. People need to take a better interest in stuff like this. This kind of crap and this stuff that happens inside of your towns, the jacking up the prices. One guy gets a new load of fuel, they go to $3.45 a gallon, then turn around, you've been $3.20 across the street, and he raises $3.45 to gouge you. Make sure that you tell somebody about that. Don't just let that go on without jumping in there and kicking on their ass on it. So, absolutely. 2-cycle okay in the fuel. No, Chris, do not do that. Use fuel additive. Matt Polito. At what point should you change a leaking front crank seal on a 6.7 Cummins? If you've got a leak there and you're positive that's where your leak comes from, go ahead and change it, man, because you're just getting that oil is always going back in the motor, so you think you've got oil leaks everywhere. Most of the time it's coming from the front crank seal. I'd get it first. Is the billet turbo wheel replacement worth it? Tyler, it is. You're going to be moving air in a different manner. You're going to have more air at the sweet spot of the truck. You're going to get a better response from it there. Pros, the cons, the 12 valves, 24 valves. Dad, think about getting one as a farm truck. Both of them good motors. 12 valve and 24 valves are both good motors. I like the 12 valve just because of the dependability of the 7100 pump versus what you have with the VP44. But you have other inherent problems with the 12 valve. 12 valve guys are not going to like this. But the 35 setup on the 12 valves, you're going to have a lot of head gasket issues because of drive pressure and whatnot. So that's going to be something that you cross there. So if you're prepared to put a head gasket on the truck and maybe get a different charger on it, then the charger it'll run forever. I like the 12 valve. I like both trucks. I own two 24 valves, so there you go. Nathan Snyder just joined. Nathan Snyder is a damn good American, and he's got a damn good looking herd of cows this year. They look good, man. Marshall Howard said 05 Cummins. Why does adding Smarty Junior tune make the injector return more sensitive, causing grid heater light to flash? Injectors are good. No grid light flashing when Smarty is not loaded. Marshall, there is a update to that. A couple different things that you got going on here. One, you got to cover all the bases. Do you have good lift pump pressure? Is your CP3 in good shape? Are you making good rail because of that? Are you 100% positive that you do not have high return from your injectors? Are you sure of that? Your feed tubes, go through, check your feed tubes, just tick them off. So you've done everything. You know mechanically the truck's sound. You know fuel side is sound. There is a fix on that from Smarty. They can send you a different file that will turn that off. SmartyResource.com. You got to reach out to them directly, and they can help you with that. So, Caleb Ward, can you explain rollover noise when dealing with a 7.3 Power Stroke with a ZF6? It just depends on what you've got as far as the clutch there too. Some clutches resonated worse. The reason why most Fords went with the dual mass flywheel. The dual mass flywheel was still able to absorb a lot of that sound that was coming both from the gear rollover and the dieseling noise from the engine. So you got two different things working on you there. With a single mass flywheel in there, you're going to get the resonation of that noise a lot differently. You can always try changing your fluid, give just a little bit more fluid than what it calls for. A lot of people do that on the G56s. It works in the ZF6s as well. But the case on them as well is thin, and it will resonate sound as well. So there's a lot of different things going on in there. I have seen them on OBSs be so damn loud at the gear rollover you thought that the doors were going to fall off of it. So. All right. If I put a second gen manifold on my 2003 Cummins, can I use my stock turbo? And would I have to put a tuner on it? Yes, it will be a T3 manifold. A lot of stuff is going to change there. The position of your downpipe is going to change. Where it interacts or where it comes down across the engine there is going to change. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Is it possible? Yes. Is it going to take fabrication to make it work? It's going to take fabrication to make it work, man. 14 Kenworth T60 Cummins ISX. Computer keeps giving codes unrecognized to Kenworth mechanics. Turn checking light off, but 2 days later it comes back on with the same codes. Julian, I don't know, man. Without knowing what the codes is, I couldn't even take a stab at it. Tyler Cursing, also have idle surge on 07 LBZ. Is that normal? Sometimes it just does. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. Possibly that you've got a failing FCA, fuel control actuator on the CP3 pump. Very common on the LBZ and LLYs. Injectors by the truck February. Thanks. Even though you've got new injectors, Greg Martin, you can still have a problem. You can't pick up a bad batch of fuel. You can knock them out just like that. So definitely make sure that you know that you for sure got good injectors in there. Check your balance rates, man. You're very welcome. Blake Ferguson, you are a damn good American, and thank you for watching today, man. We need to get together this weekend. I hope we make that happen. I asked you about the baby shower. I don't know exactly what day that was, but I thought it was this weekend. Hopefully it's Sunday. Rob Z, is there a stock upgrade for the lift pump on a 98.5 2500 instead of buying expensive aftermarket setup? Rob, you can totally go with the DDRP from Fast or the FRRP from AirDog. Both of those hook up in stock location. They're going to be at a different price range than what the full kits are, so that's probably what you're looking to go with. Jordan, you're very welcome. Best tuner for an 02 Duramax 2500, Jared Presley. Jared, tons and tons of different stuff out there. We've got a lot of can tuners, Edge, Super Chips, PPE is good stuff. We offer EFI Live from if you want a little bit more of a custom tuning side of that. So a lot to that, man. Matt Jarrett or Hot Rod VP Force VPs for second gen's worth it. Matt, if you're trying to get above that 500, 550 horsepower mark and you want to do it, I would suggest going with the hot rod, and that's going to carry you into that 650 horsepower with the proper turbocharging. So if that's what your goals are, you're going to want to go hot rod, man. Nathan Profit, I have vibration in my 08 LMM around 60 to 70 mile per hour. I also feel it at some low speeds when shifted to neutral. It vibrates until below 60 mile per hour. I only feel it at a quarter to half throttle. Nathan, I'm going to tell you the same thing just like him. Everybody else, first thing you need to do is pull the drive shaft out of it and check your U-joints. Always, anytime you've got a vibration and you feel it in the seat of the vehicle, and it happens at certain speeds, whether it's on throttle or off throttle, it doesn't matter. Pull the drive shaft out, check the U-joints. Always pull the drive shaft out and start with what is the easiest thing to check. What are your thoughts about the Blue Spring kit for the 6.0? Definitely a really good upgrade for your trucks. You're going to get better lift pump delivery with the Blue Spring kit. It is a good, cheap upgrade. Absolutely. If you own a 6.0, do the Blue Spring kit. Sebastian Haas says, what injectors would be best for a compound setup with HX35 over a K31? Sebastian, it doesn't matter. It just depends on what's your horsepower number that you're wanting. How much smoke are you wanting to go with? 100 horsepower injectors would probably be a really good streetable setup. Should get plenty of spool with what you've got. Try to cut down on the smoke just a little bit. It depends on what tuner that you're running with. What diesel turbo will make my engine sound like saying, go Big Blue? You damn right. C-A-T-S! Cats! That's right. That's exactly right. Richard, I don't know what does that, but it's not going to be a 6.0. I can tell you that, brother. If you are in Lexington and I see you at Commonwealth, I'm buying you a beer. Cody Westbrook said, best product to tone down a straight pipe without the affecting EGT 6.7 Cummins. You have to add tuning inside of that, obviously, with the exhaust modifications that you're going to do there. Good tuning should be able to get you decreased EGTs up to a certain threshold depending on what you are doing with the truck. So just remember, there's a threshold to that. Tuning should get it taken care of. If you decide to make a mechanical change, if you decide to do a different turbo, one of the best drop-in turbos we offer is going to be Fleece's drop-in charger. Really good, help you control EGTs, great for towing. We offer a couple of different other drop-ins. BD's got a drop-in turbo form as well, the Screamer. So there's a couple different options for you out there. Check some of those out. I'm going to take one more question. Gosh, dog, there's a lot of comments, man. Thank you all for being here today. Awesome. Russ Sales, my neighbor. Russ Sales is a good American. Thank you for being here. Trev is a good American. Cody Peters is here. Cody is a good American. Let's see. I'm going to go with Okay, I'm going to try this one. Steven Sass, I'm going to take you. You're my last question. I'm going to give you this bottle of Power Shot 2, man, because I picked you on the last one. So it says, got an early 2004 Ram 2500 with 5.9, comes at cruising speed 70 mile per hour. My fuel pressure fluctuates 1,000 psi or more. What might cause this? Injectors were replaced 30,000 miles ago. Stephen, that might be something that goes on in your FCA too, but you want to look at the voltage on the FCA. So if you've got something that you're monitoring your rail pressure with, you're more than likely it's probably digital, so you can probably monitor the voltage. So look at your voltages that are going into the FCA and make sure that everything is squared up there. If you've got any kind of tuners that are hooked in between the map and the fuel pressure sensor, take those tuners out of it. Like if it's an inline module, like an Edge or something, take those out and eliminate those from what you've got going on. That would be the first two things that I do. If you can tell the difference in the sound of the engine, then you've definitely got something that's going on that's causing that. And the reason why I say that is because you could be reading that with a mechanical gauge. There's several mechanical gauges out there right now that do rail pressure, and you could have a failure inside the gauge. So you want to back that up with some data from a tuner or from a scan tool or something of that nature. So, Stephen, that's going to be my answer for you, brother. You won the bottle of Power Shot. Thank you for being on the show today. Gosh, dog, man. Seems like more and more people are in here, and man, I'm doing the best I can to answer everybody's questions, but thank you all so much. Honestly, I enjoy talking to everybody and you guys that interact inside with everybody else, and you all answer questions for me. Thank you all for that. So, sales we got going on right now, MBRP. If you buy MBRP from us right now, if you do PLM, SLM, which is the series without mufflers, that's everybody's most favoritist series. You're going to be getting a free tip with it for the 4-inch series. And then we have free shipping on the Suncoast transmissions. GDP, Adam's calling it. Adam, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just doing a little show here.
Yeah, hey, we got so many people on there. Just wanted to make sure to remind everybody that if we didn't get to the question today, they can always call in and ask our guys questions or send us emails or message to the Facebook page, however they want to do it. But they don't have to just ask their questions on Thursday at 3.
That's a really good point. Adam's got a very good point there. If you guys got questions from us, hey, I'm going to hang up on you, Adam. If you guys got questions from us, don't just throw us questions on Thursday. You can always call in. We are here from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We're here on Saturday for a few hours. Give us a call. Our guys can answer questions for you. If you want to call and ask for me, if I'm available to get to you, I will. You can always call in here. You can always email. Facebook, we're all usually on Facebook just about all night. I've seen my phone go off before one of the guys jump on there and ask her a question. So we're here to help you, and we would love to do that. GDP's got their black piping kit that's 10% off. That's a really, really nice kit for you 6'7" Ford guys. I ought to check that one out. Pack Brake's got the mail-in rebate for you guys that are looking for airbags for your truck. Remote control. Definitely check that one out. Garrett 6.0 turbos are going on sale this week. So if you are looking for a stock drop-in charger for your 6.0, guys, this is the time to do it. Subs, I think this is going to go down. Normal price on these are $770. You're going to go down from that. That's definitely going to be a good one for you, too. We've always got our fuel additive is on sale every day, so apparel shipping is free right now. Everything's great. So got my Power Shot winner. Everybody do their best job to be a great American this week. God bless you all. God bless America. And thank you all for watching. If you need anything, please give us a call. Thank you all.